everybody. Welcome back. We're here again, Miss Becca and I. Oh, today's the day, y'all. Y'all are coming back. Can't wait to see you. But for those of you who've decided not to come back yet, Miss Becca and I are still going to be here. We're going to finish out our Esther series, so we'll be here for a couple more weeks. Now, grown-ups, I'm so excited for y'all to come back. But if you could please try to download that Kid Check app onto your phone. That would help us tremendously on Sunday mornings, getting your kids in, getting them checked in, and getting them where they need to go quickly. That's the Kid Check app. That'll help huge. And if anybody wants to volunteer to help out on Sunday mornings, we have lots of opportunities for you guys to do that. Now, little ones. Do you remember the bad guy from last week? Do you remember what his name was? That's right, it was Haman. Y'all are smart. Good job. Today we're going to figure out and learn about what Esther did about Haman. She came up with a plan. She was so brave, and God gave her the courage to do incredible things. But that's not for me to tell. That's for Miss Becca to tell. So I'm going to go out and get ready for you guys to come back today. And Miss Becca's going to finish, or not finish, because we have a few more weeks. But she's going to do the next section of our Esther Bible lessons. I will see you guys so soon. I can't wait.
Hey friends again. I'm so excited to bring you some more stories about Esther. Are you so excited to learn some more? I am too. I'm so glad. Okay, so do you remember that we've been learning that Queen Esther, her name means star, and she also has a brave heart? Yeah? And do you remember that God made Queen Esther special and that he made you special too? That's pretty cool, right? So what did we learn about last week? Who remembers? Did we learn that God made us special so that we can help others? You did? Well, thank you for helping me remember that. That's awesome. Do you know what we're going to be learning about this week? We're going to be learning that God made us special so that we can do great things. Who likes doing great things? I do. I really do. You know what one great thing is that we can all do? Serve others. Which reminds me of our memory verse. Do you guys know it? All right, then I want you to repeat after me this first time, and the second time, we're going to say it in a special way. All right, so be my echo. Ready? Galatians 5:13. Serve one another with love. Awesome. Okay, so this time when we say our verse, I want you to say it super duper loud with me. Can we do that? Awesome. Okay, so on the count of 3, scream it with me. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Galatians 5:13. Serve one another with love. Way to go, guys. That was so awesome. I think you deserve a high five in the sky. Okay, ready? Set. That was awesome. I love giving you high fives. I'm so glad that I'm going to get to see you soon and do high fives in the sky still. But then we'll be like closer, right? Yeah, that's going to be totally awesome. All right, so today, are you ready to listen to our story? You are? Well, that's awesome because I have some fun things to show y'all. I have another pretty crown, and I have what is this? A sword. That's right. But we're going to pretend that it's something else today, okay? We're going to pretend that it's a scepter. Do you know what a scepter is? Maybe not, so let me tell you, okay? A scepter is something that a king or a queen would hold in their hand and be like, oh, I'm making this rule. And then they would just hold it up. I don't know if it serves like a real purpose, but in my head, it's just for decoration. But that's what we're going with, okay? So this is what kings and queens hold. All right, so I want you to pretend you're holding a scepter too, okay? Or maybe you have like a marker or a stick or something. You can pretend that's your scepter, just like I'm being pretend. It's super fun to pretend, right? Yes. All right, so we are going to be in the book of Esther again. Do y'all remember where that is? You do? Where is it? Is it in the New Testament? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble flipping to it. All right, there we are. I couldn't grab the pages. It's in the Old Testament. Awesome, guys. And we're going to be in Esther chapter, how many is this? Chapter 5, that's right. And we're going to go from verse 1 all the way to verse 8. So I'm showing you our story. It's in the Bible, totally true. I want y'all to know that. It's super important. All right, so today we're going to be learning how Queen Esther was special and did great things, and that we can do great things too. And one great thing that Esther did was be brave. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to figure out what's going to happen in our story. So why don't we review some, all right? So this is Esther, and what was happening here? Yeah, she got picked to go to the palace to maybe become the king's wife. Isn't that crazy? And she came and she got ready for a really long time while she was preparing to be queen. And then she came and King Xerxes chose her to be his wife. So Esther became queen. That's awesome, right? Say, that's so awesome. Yeah, it's so awesome. And here she is. This is where our story starts getting really crazy. So Esther was frightened because she was Jewish, right? And that mean man named Haman was like, hey, King Xerxes, make a rule to banish all of the Jewish people, to kill them. And King Xerxes was like, all right, I agree. But it was a trick because he didn't know that Esther was Jewish. Now here's my question. Why did Haman want to get rid of all the Jews? Do you remember? That's right. Because Mordecai, which worked here, and was also Esther's cousin, Mordecai would not bow down to Haman. He would only bow down to God. So that made Haman really mad. And so Mordecai said, hey, Esther, you got to go approach the king and ask him to change this rule. And Esther said, the queen can be killed if she goes and approaches the king without being invited. Oh man, that really scared Esther. She was really frightened. But Esther knew that someone had to do something to save her people. Oh my goodness. So she decided that she would be brave and she would go sing the king. Go sing the king. She would go see the king. There we go. Esther didn't sing. All right. So are you ready to start learning our story and reading it? Okay, I'm going to flip our page one more time, and I'm going to read our story. Are you ready? Me too. I have a hair in my face. All right. Okay, ready? We're picking up from after Mordecai talked to her. For 3 days after Esther talked to Mordecai, she didn't eat or drink or anything. Esther prayed that the king would be kind and listen to what she had to say. And then Esther put on her finest robes and stood in the doorway of the king's throne room. When the king saw Esther standing in the hall, he smiled and held out his golden scepter. Esther wasn't going to die after all. And when Esther came near the king, he asked, "What is it, Queen Esther? What can I do for you?" And she said this, "Please come to a special dinner I've prepared for you, and bring your servant Haman too." The king agreed and sent for Haman immediately, which means right now. And as they ate, the king asked Esther again, "What do you want? I'll give you whatever you ask for." And so Esther asked Haman and the king to come to another banquet the next day. And the men agreed at once. Ooh, let's flip our page. Okay, I flipped it. Are you ready? The next day, Esther, Haman, and the king gathered around a banquet table again. And the king asked, "Queen Esther, what is it? I'll give you whatever you ask for." Esther took a deep breath and said, "O king, give me my life and save the lives of my people, the Jews. Someone has made a terrible plan to kill us." And the king was furious, which means really mad. "Who did this terrible thing?" he cried. Esther pointed to Haman and told the king that Haman was planning to have all of the Jewish people killed. And the angry king called for his guards to take Haman away and punish him. And brave Queen Esther had saved her people. Oh my goodness. God was definitely helping Esther do some great things, wasn't he? Oh yeah. So what brave thing did Esther do? Yeah, that's right. She went up to the king, even though she could be killed for doing that. What was another brave thing she did? It was really brave of her to actually go and tell the king about Haman's awful plan, right? Yeah. So, what did Esther ask the king? There's kind of two things she asked in the story, right? She asked the king to come to a banquet. Do you know what a banquet is? It's kind of like a super fancy meal kind of deal. So she asked him to come to the banquet, two different ones, right? And what's the other thing she asked? Yeah, to save her life and to save the lives of her people, which were the Jews. That must have been really hard for her to ask, huh? Yeah, it did. What happened whenever Esther had asked the king that and told him about Haman's plan? Yeah, remember? The king was so angry about that. He didn't want that to happen. So he saved Esther's life and all of her people's life. That's right. So Esther was so brave. She went to see the king even though she could be hurt. She could be killed for that. That was super dangerous, and she did it. God used Esther to stop Haman's wicked plan. God made Esther special so that she could do great things. Just like he makes us do great things, because we're special. One other special thing she did was serve others, right? Like, she served them a meal, just like we could serve others. Have you ever done something super brave, or have you ever served someone? You have? Okay, well tell me about a time when you were brave. That's awesome! Like, maybe some of you had to sleep in your own room all by yourself through the whole night. Isn't that crazy? And what happened after that? Yeah, it was morning and you woke up and you were okay. Or maybe one weekend you stayed by yourself at your grandparents' house. That was really brave of you too. And what happened whenever you stayed at your grandparents' house? I bet you had lots of fun. So how does it make you feel to be brave? Yeah, it makes me feel really good. And I know that God helped me be brave. And the same is for you. When you're brave, it's because God helped you. That's so awesome. So one other important thing is to serve others. So just like Esther served Haman and the king that meal, that's an awesome way that we can serve others. We can feed people, right? Oh yeah. You know, that also reminds me of our memory verse. Do y'all want to say it again? You do? Okay, let's say it 2 more times then, and I want you to be my echo this first time, and I want you to say it in your lowest man voice ever. Can you do that? Okay, great. Ready? Be my echo. Galatians 5:13. Serve one another in love. Awesome. Okay, this time I want you to say it with me in your tiniest little whisper voice, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Galatians 5:13. Serve one another in love. Awesome job, guys. Y'all are getting so good at that. Oh man, I love serving others, don't you? You know who's really good at serving others? Jesus. And one thing Jesus did all the time was serve his friends meals. That's exactly right. And Jesus was serving others by making them feel better, and by loving other people, and by helping them. Helping others is a great way to serve other people. So let's think of one way that we can serve others this week. what about sharing your toys with your brother or sister? Or helping your mom pick up the living room? Those are great ways, right? All right, so let's pray and ask God to help us serve others this week. So I want you to bow your head and close your eyes and be my echo. Let's talk to God together. Dear God, please help us serve one another in love, the way Jesus does. Thank you for making us special so we can do great things. Amen. Awesome job, guys. I'm so glad y'all prayed with me. So remember, Queen Esther did a great thing when she went to the king and when she was brave, because God made her special. And God makes us special so that we can do great things. So every time you help someone, or you hug a friend who's sad, or you cheer someone up, or you share some toys, or you tell someone else about God, you're doing great things for God. So keep it up, guys. See you soon.